Millie is a happy little engine who works hard on the estate railway at Ulfstead Castle. She loves working for the Earl of Sodor and doing jobs around the estate, taking supplies to the groundskeeper and showing visitors around the castle. Millie loves talking to all the engines that come to see her, especially Caitlin and Connor, try and come to see her as much as they can. Sometimes Millie can feel a bit lonely. One morning, Thomas was bringing children to Ulfstead Castle. They were going on a field trip. Thomas was excited about this. He whistled as he puffed through the gates to the estate. He could see Millie and the Earl waiting on the platform. Thomas puffed up to Millie.
Hello, Millie.
Bonjour, Thomas.
But Millie wasn't feeling happy today. Thomas was surprised.
What's the matter, Millie?
Oh, nothing, Thomas. It's not important.
Now Thomas was worried. He wanted to help Millie.
Cheer up, Millie. You're taking the children on a school trip around the castle today.
Thanks, Thomas. But it won't cheer me up, though.
Then the Earl came over to see the children.
Good morning, children. Now, who's ready to go into King Godred's castle? All right, all aboard then.
Not even the happy cheers of the children could cheer Millie up. Thomas was now getting more worried.
Millie, what's wrong? You can tell me. We're friends.
Millie looked at Thomas. She could see he wanted to help, so she took a deep breath.
I'm upset, Thomas, because I feel lonely up here at the castle.
But you've got Stephen to talk to, and the Earl.
I know, Thomas, but even they can be too busy to talk as well. Not even in my shed. There is no one to talk to when you want to chat.
But what about at night time, after you've done your work?
Stephen has his own shed, and I'm all on my own.
Right, Millie, we're ready. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Goodbye, Thomas.
Goodbye, Millie.
Thomas watched as Millie puffed sadly away. Thomas was now sad because Millie was sad. He felt sorry for poor Millie. Thomas set off away from Ulfstead Castle. Annie and Carbell clattered happily along behind, but Thomas was too sad to join in the fun. He was thinking about Millie.
I wish there was something I could do to cheer her up.
Down the line, Emily was at Kelsthorpe Station picking up passengers. She was feeling very proud. Then she saw Thomas coming towards her. She whistled happily to him.
Hello, Thomas!
Thomas gave a sad toot of his whistle back. Emily was surprised.
What's wrong, Thomas?
I'm worried about Millie. She's very upset.
Oh, why?
Thomas told Emily about what Millie had said about her being lonely at the castle. Emily listened and then felt sorry for Millie.
Poor Millie. It must be a very bad thing to be lonely in your shed at night.
Emily remembered the days when she used to sleep on her own in Tidmouth Sheds. Then when Thomas stayed, she wasn't happy, but then realized how important he was as company to her.
If only there was a way we could cheer her up.
But what can we do, Thomas?
Thomas thought for a moment. Then he came up with an idea.
I know! What about a sleepover?
A sleepover?
Yes, Millie could stay with us at Tidmouth Sheds tonight. Then she won't be lonely.
Emily smiled at this. It sounded like a wonderful idea. But then a thought occurred to her.
The Fat Controller will have to know about this. So will the Earl.
Thomas knew Emily was right.
I'll speak to the Fat Controller when I get back to Knapford Station. I hope he won't mind.
And I'll speak to the other engines about the idea when I see them tonight.
Thank you, Emily.
Thomas continued his journey collecting his passengers on his way down the line. He knew that the local trains were important. The passengers were pleased to see him as he arrived at the station. But Thomas was thinking more about his plan for Millie. Thomas arrived at Knapford Station to drop off the passengers. Then he saw the Fat Controller waiting on the platform. He was waiting for Arthur to return with Lady Hat, Stephen, and Bridget. Thomas whistled to get the Fat Controller's attention.
Well done, Thomas. You're right on time and really reliable.
Thank you, sir. Can I ask you something, please?
Of course, Thomas. What is it?
It's about Millie, sir. She feels lonely up at the castle and doesn't have anyone to talk to in her shed. I was wondering if it would be alright if she could have a sleepover at Tidmouth Sheds tonight. Then she won't be alone.
It's a nice thought, Thomas. But I'll have to ask for the Earl's permission first.
He went back to the office and made the telephone call.
Hello? Hello, Sir Robert. Sir Topham Hatt here.
Oh, hello, Sir Topham.
What can I do for you today? Well, Thomas has told me that Millie has been upset today because she feels lonely. Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't notice that at all today.
I must have been too busy with the children.
I see. Anyway, Thomas has suggested that Millie could have a sleepover at Tidmouth Sheds tonight.
Well, now that sounds like a wonderful idea.
It would give Millie another chance to make friends outside of the castle. Well, I need your permission first. You have my full permission, Sir Topham. Thank you, Sir Robert. I'll sort things out right away.
Thomas was delighted when the Fat Controller told him the good news.
Now then, Thomas, when you've finished your jobs today, you and Harvey will collect Millie on a flatbed and bring her to Tidmouth Sheds.
Yes, sir.
For the rest of the day, Millie was working hard, doing all the jobs that needed to be done around the estate. She brought plants to the groundskeeper, supplies for the estate, and took the school children around the castle. But she couldn't cheer herself up in any way.
I need something to cheer me up, but unless something happens, I'll be spending another lonely night in my shed.
That evening, as the sun was setting, Millie made her final trip into the station.
Ah, Millie! I'm pleased to see you here.
You are, sir? Why?
You'll see, Millie. You'll see.
Then Thomas and Harvey puffed into the station with a flatbed and a winch. Millie couldn't understand what was going on.
What is it, sir?
Would you like to tell her, Thomas?
Yes, sir. Millie, how would you like to come and stay at Tidmouth Sheds with me and the other engines tonight?
Millie gasped with delight.
Oh, Thomas, I would love that. That would be so wonderful.
Right then, let's get you loaded onto the flatbed.
Everyone worked hard, and soon Millie was loaded onto the flatbed. The men made sure that she was properly secured and her wheel chains were locked into place.
Have a fun time, Millie, and please make sure to behave yourself.
I will, sir. Don't worry.
Harvey's driver made the last checks, and at last everything was ready.
All set, Thomas. We're ready to go.
Are you ready, Millie?
I'm ready, Thomas. I cannot wait to get to Tidmouth Sheds.
Goodbye, Millie. Have fun.
Goodbye, sir.
Thomas and Harvey trundled down the hill and along the main line. Millie was feeling very happy. This was going to be the best sleepover she had ever had.
Do you think all the engines will be pleased to see me?
Of course they will. They are nice engines.
I'm sure the engines will be very happy to enjoy your company.
But at Tidmouth Sheds, there were mixed feelings. Gordon, Henry, and James scoffed at this idea.
It will cheer Millie up, and she needs some company for tonight.
It's disgraceful. It's disgusting.
It's despicable.
Stuff and nonsense. I think it's a wonderful idea.
I agree. She needs to feel like she's one of us, because she is a part of the Fat Controller's railway.
And most of all, Millie is our friend. We need to treat her like one.
Gordon, Henry, and James moaned. Then they heard a pair of familiar whistles.
Here they come!
Millie looked at Tidmouth Sheds. She was amazed.
It's enormous. I've never seen a shed like this before.
Welcome to Tidmouth Sheds, Millie.
Make yourself feel at home.
Hello, Millie.
Welcome, Millie.
Nice to see you.
We hope you enjoy your stay tonight.
Maybe it would be best I should go.
No, Millie. I thought this idea especially for you.
Thomas said you were feeling upset and thought the sleepover would be the best thing for you.
Millie looked at Thomas. She smiled when Emily said this.
Thomas, that was very sweet of you.
You're my friend, Millie, and friends always help each other out.
Soon, Millie was pushed towards the center of the turntable, and everyone was soon looking at her. Even Harvey was keen to be part of the sleepover.
How fun is working at the castle?
It's fun, Thomas. Working on a high place of land can often be a great thing.
Can you see the whole of Sodor from the castle?
No, Pussy. I don't get to see the full view from the hill. I barely had time to do that.
That was a ridiculous question, Percy.
He was only asking Gordon. Surely you'd ask questions that might sound silly too.
Gordon was surprised, but Percy felt a little down.
Cheer up, Percy. You were only curious.
Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Millie.
I bet you had some wonderful adventures.
Sometimes I have.
We can all have brave ones too.
Brave adventures?
I've had quite a few brave adventures, Millie.
So Percy told Millie about the time he had braved bad weather to help Thomas.
I got stranded in a flood and then had to have help from Harold. But I managed to brave my way through the water and get to the station.
Millie was impressed.
You must have been a very brave engine. I admire your bravery, Percy.
Oh, Percy, only big engines can be brave.
Then that means Edward can be brave to James.
What I meant was,
When have you been brave, Edward?
I'll tell you, Millie.
Edward told Millie about the time he broke a crank pin in one of his wheels, but still managed to get his passengers home safely to Knapford.
The driver, fireman, and guard had to loosen the couplings on my train, so then I could pull my train easily.
I was waiting with the special train at the time.
My, that must have hurt you a lot, struggling with a train like that.
It's nothing really, but I was very lucky to have made it.
What about you, Emily? Have you had any adventures you'd like to tell?
Well, I have one tale for you.
Oh, please, Emily, do tell.
So Emily told Millie all about her first day on Sodor, how she accidentally took Thomas's coaches and then rescued Oliver from a collision.
That must have been some first day.
It was, but I managed to make friends and fit in well at the end of the day.
I'd like to tell a tale now, Millie. I have one you might like to hear.
No time, little Thomas.
yes, you could save it for the morning, Thomas.
I'm afraid they're right, Thomas. It's time to sleep.
Good night, Thomas.
As all the engines went to sleep, Thomas felt disappointed.
Don't worry, Thomas. I have enjoyed listening to all the stories. You have given me the best sleepover ever.
Thomas smiled. He was pleased to have been helpful towards Millie.
Would you like to share my berth tonight, Millie?
Yes, please, Thomas. It would be better than being out here in the cold.
Thomas pulled Millie into the berth, and it wasn't long before both of them were fast asleep. The next morning, Thomas and Harvey were ready to take Millie back to the castle.
Do come again soon, Millie.
It was a pleasure to have you here.
We'll come and see you at the castle later.
Thank you, everyone. And thanks for letting me stay here with all of you. And, in future, don't say things unless you think first. I disapprove of that sort of thing.
Gordon, Henry, and James were speechless. The engines whistled goodbye as the three engines set off. Thomas and Harvey puffed happily along with Millie smiling between them. Millie was enjoying her trip back. She saw all of the wonderful sights and sounds as they clattered along.
It's beautiful, Thomas.
They soon arrived at the castle station. The Earl was there waiting for Millie.
Welcome back, Millie. How was your sleepover?
I loved it, sir. It was the best night I ever had. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Harvey.
It was a pleasure, Millie.
I'm glad you had fun, Millie, and I'm glad to have cheered you up.
In no time at all, Millie could feel the rails beneath her wheels once more.
What a night that was, but I'm glad to be home.
Home sweet home, eh?
If you will excuse me, I had better go and get some breakfast. Be back soon with your first jobs, Millie.
As the Earl went back inside, Millie puffed alongside Thomas.
Thomas, you are such a good friend and a thoughtful one too.
Thank you, Millie.
I agree. We're all lucky to have a friend like you, Thomas.
Thomas's cheeks went bright red.
Now, how about that story you wanted to tell me last night?
Oh yes, Millie, with pleasure.
So Thomas told Millie and Harvey all about his great race with Birdie the bus. Millie listened to every word that Thomas said. And as Thomas told his story, Millie felt like she was the happiest engine on the whole of Sodor.